Hey party people, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Bean.
And we're Kelly Beans Bees. We're second year beekeepers here in Central Virginia, and today we are showing you, we're doing a split.
Yes. So we did splits earlier this week at the pumpkin patch, but we didn't really show you exactly what went into the split, what we were thinking about, what considerations we had as we were moving frames around. We just kind of told you what we had done. So we figured that this weekend we would come out and we would actually show you what we're doing with the bees, what we're thinking about as we're splitting them, that sort of thing. So over here on the other side of this
white
double deep, I've got one frame. Sorry for smoking you out.
Yeah, golly.
I've got one frame over here.
The smoke does not smell good.
That's got the queen on it from this original hive. I wanted to take the queen because without a queen, this hive cannot swarm. They don't have anywhere to go without a queen. She is the sole member. Queen. Yes, she's the sole member of the colony that can produce more workers.
Yeah.
So without her, they can't really do anything. So what I'm going to end up doing is leaving eggs, larvae, brood, resources, everything that they need in this colony, and they'll take those eggs and they'll make themselves a new queen. Then I'm also going to take all the same things over to the other colony so that they can continue on with that queen and continue to build, but hopefully with less of a population so they don't feel like they can really swarm.
Yeah.
So I am going to come through here with you guys, and we're going to look at these frames, and I'm going to kind of talk about what I'm seeing on the frames, why I would want to take it, why I don't want to take it, that sort of thing. And we'll see what we can do. So this, at least on my side, and on your side, this is all resources, all the way through. So we've got nectar, we've got pollen, all over the place, all over the frame. I'm going to take this frame because they need resources over here. And so it will be easy enough just to take this frame and stick it in here. I know there's plenty of frames of resources in the initial hive, so I'm not scared of taking a frame from there, the first one that I see.
Yeah. Also, while Bean's doing that, here at the turkey house is where we are today. It's named that because there are turkeys that live here. You'll probably never see them though. I think we're going to go with cheese names for the hives. So we've had a few people comment on Facebook of their favorite cheeses. So if you have a favorite cheese and you want us to name or consider naming a hive that cheese, go ahead and comment it.
So I'm going to go into this next frame. Ugh. Alright, let's see what we got here.
Upset bees.
So we've got larvae in here. Let's see if we've got any eggs. I'm going to spin around because the sun's a little bit better.
Oh, please don't fall.
To see into the frame this way than it is the other way. We have very tiny larvae and eggs on this frame. So because of that, I definitely want to leave this frame in here.
Okay.
Because, as I said, they have to have eggs to produce a new queen.
Right.
I know there's a queen in the other box, so I don't have to be as worried about putting eggs in there because they've got a queen. She's going to lay eggs. Even if there aren't any eggs right now, she'll put more eggs in there, and if for whatever reason she does end up leaving, she'll leave eggs there before she leaves.
Right.
She'll make sure that the colony can continue on before they make that jump.
Yeah.
So I would need to make sure that we have eggs in here because they will not have a queen. That's going to be their only way of producing a new queen.
Yeah.
So I saw eggs, I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Just because I'm probably going to leave 3 frames with eggs in here and probably 2 of resources because each of them are going to be 10 frames each. So
yeah,
that'll put me at 5 frames. Might add a little bit extra. We'll see.
Okay.
So this looks like another frame of brood.
Mm-hmm.
This is older brood. They've got some eggs in here. I'm going to leave this one as well because there's also a decent amount of eggs.
Okay.
So the other thing, because I took the queen out, it's not as big of a necessity. But when you do splits, one thing that you need to consider is that in your initial hive, this hive will always end up with more population if you just split them one for one than the other hive. Mm-hmm. And that's because the foragers know where home is.
Mm-hmm.
So if they leave the house one morning, and for whatever reason, they woke up in someone else's bed, they don't remember last night, they had a weird one, they just get up and go home. They
Yeah.
know where they are. That means that they would come back here if they
Not-
woke up in that hive.
Right.
So if they walk out the front of that hive, they're not going back to that hive, they're coming back here.
Right.
But the nurse bees that are in the hive, the ones that tend to the brood, the younger bees, they don't know where home is. So if they
They've
wake
never
up,
left.
right, if they wake up in a weird place, they don't realize it's a weird place. They
Right.
just think it feels like home because
The queen.
all of
yeah.
their siblings are there, their mom's there, feels good.
Yeah.
So they're going to stay where they are, but because of that, this hive will have more population because all the foragers are going to come
Right.
back to it. But because I've moved the queen over there, she's going to continue to lay eggs. She's going to keep that population healthy. So I'll probably boost the population a little bit, but I don't need to worry too much about adding a lot of extra population to it. Where normally, if I was doing this, I would take a couple of frames of bees from here and shake it into there. I'll still probably do one, make sure they've got a decent amount of brood in there, but it's not a huge concern to me right now.
Okay. All right, and now we will be looking at the last frame that's in here.
Yep. So as I said, I'm probably going to do like 3 frames of eggs in this hive just to make sure that they're okay. This hive looks like more resources and
This
older
frame.
brood. Did I say this hive?
Yeah.
This
I just
one
wanted
I'm
to
gonna
make sure
put
people weren't
into-
confused.
Yes. This I'm going to put into the other hive,
Okay.
the split, because this one has a lot of older brood, has a lot of resources. The older brood will be able to boost that population in the other hive, and, you know, all the bees need resources.
Okay.
So I'll probably do that.
Perfect.
And then I think what I'm going to end up doing
Yeah.
is putting 2 undrawn frames down here.
Completely undrawn.
Yes, completely undrawn. And what that's going to do is the bees will, because it's right beside the brood nest, because this is a 5-frame hive, it's going to be really close to everything that they're working on. They should jump over this very quickly and start working on it, because they want to store resources as close to the bottom box as they can.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Perfect. So that's
And
our 5 for
then-
the bottom.
Yes. I'm going to come back over to this other box. So we had taken the top 2 boxes off of here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take this box and just set it right beside us for now.
Okay.
And I'll go through this and go through these.
Okay.
And most of these frames are undrawn.
Yep.
So I am going to take these undrawn frames out.
And do
And
what
I'm
with
going
them?
to stick. What was that?
And do what with them?
Oh, I am going to set them aside for now. We'll put them back in probably. But I'm going to stick this box right on top of the other box,
Okay.
just so that I have something to split into. Ugh.
Got some grass and stuff on the bottom.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. You can see right there they're starting to draw
Yep.
the little bits of yellow.
So here, I'll show you. They've started to draw that one out. That's brand new comb. That's why it's so white. It becomes that deep yellow color because of all the propolis that they bring in, that they stick all over the hives.
And all those
Or
feet
all
that
the-
touch it.
Yes, and they just track that everywhere. And then this frame is full of nectar. So they're bringing in a ton of nectar. So this hive should have enough resources, should hopefully have enough bees now. I think I'm happy to leave this how it is. I'm going to go through this other hive a little bit.
Okay.
Make sure, see what the other frames are like. I might take another frame of brood over there. I think they should be good for resources now. And I'm going to move these frames down as well.
Okay. Are you good to end on that note? Or do you want to come back and show them? Or
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
Yeah, we'll cut here, and
Okay.
I'll talk about kind of how I move this around, because you all have seen everything. You've seen the resources, you've seen the brood. You kind of know what I'm considering as I'm going through. I'm just going to continue to do that, and then we'll bring you back to finish it out once we've actually got the splits complete.
Perfect. All right, friends. So we're picking up from our splits. We ended up putting one more frame of resources into here.
Brood in
Brood.
this one. Yep.
Okay. Into this, and then left resources over there. And so...
Yep. And both hives on the top and bottom, their outside frames are now undrawn.
Yep.
So they've got plenty to work on still.
Yeah.
This hive, this frame was started, but on the other side, on the other hive,
the other side
all
hive.
6 of the center frames and 3 in the top, 3 in the bottom have all been drawn out and they're being used. So again, the queen's over here.
Yeah.
She's going to keep on laying. She's going to keep doing her thing. This is going to continue on as the hive was. And then that hive over there, they've got plenty of eggs. I think I left 3 or 4 frames that I was positive had eggs in them.
Yeah.
In that hive. And because they have all those eggs, they'll be able to make a new queen. And then we'll probably give her just over 3 weeks probably. Yeah. And we'll see if she's able to grow up, go out, do a mating flight, come back, and start her own colony.
Yeah.
So stick around if you want to see all of that.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if we're able to get those bees to actually be a new colony, or if we're going to have to combine them back in. We'll see. Either way, hopefully we have stopped their want to swarm. We've taken their population down low enough and we've spread them out where they won't want to do that anymore, and then we will continue to keep this queen throughout the year, and hopefully she'll build up a really strong hive for us.
Yeah, perfect. All right, guys, thanks for joining us for the splits. Next, we will be going through this double deep and seeing what's in there.
Yep, and don't forget, we're looking for names for these cheeses, so
yes.
Give us some interesting cheese names.
Yes.
We like interesting here.
Yeah, and fun.
Yes.
All right, thanks for being here, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bees out.
Bees out, y'all.